All right, I came back yesterday from a flea market I went to, and it was advertised as a nostalgia flea market, and advertised collectibles and vintage items and antiques. And I thought, oh, what the heck? Why not just go? It was in a small town called Woodstock in Ontario. It's about an hour and a half drive from where I live, and it made for a nice Sunday afternoon out. And I was quite surprised actually at how big it was, bigger than I thought. And they had tons and tons and tons of like license plates and old tin signs and cars, like old cars and newer cars. I'm talking like Dinky cars and Matchbox and Hot Wheels. It was like almost every other booth had like cars of some sort or trucks, and the prices were pretty high. I noticed. So my strategy was to just walk the whole flea market, take it all in, see who was overpriced for my liking, who maybe was open to some deals, and then after I walked around the whole place. I went back to the tables I wanted to actually buy stuff from. So I'm going to tell you a bit about how these deals went down. I'll start with the first one. This is actually not too sure why I bought this. I actually had no idea what kind of airplane this was. I just thought it looked pretty old, and it turned out to be made in Hong Kong by a company called Zelmex. And this is a Zelmex Dyna Flights number A114, and it's a Zero military aircraft, and it was obviously missing the wheels at the bottom, which is, I knew about that, but it did have the propeller. It didn't have like really any paint loss onto it. So I thought, hey, I bought it for $3. So that was like my first purchase. Gotta have to sort of sometimes just, get that first deal out of the way. Then I saw this and this at a table. And the guy who runs the table wasn't there. His wife was, and she didn't know how much he wanted for each of these because, there was no price on them. And most of the other items had prices, but not the two that actually I wanted. So she said, like, come back later. So I went back later, and he said $20. And I said, well, what about 15? And he said, well, actually, I was going to start at 25, but I came down to 20 to make the sale. And I said, well, would you do 15? And he said no. And I said, well, you think about it. I'm going to go look at some other stuff, and I will come back. So I'll tell you how that all transpires in a second. Then I saw these three cars, and this older gentleman had like a very small table, and he had like 6 of size cars and trucks like these. And I saw this one, and I saw that one, and I saw this one. Out of the 6, I said, I want those 3. So I asked him how much. He said $5 a piece, $15. I said, will you do 10? He said, would you do 13? And of course, we settled at $12. So I'll just show you what I've got here. The first one here is a Midgetoy Rockford, Illinois green roadster. And I don't know if you can see it in there because the light's not very good, but you can see it says Rockford, Illinois. It's a Midgetoy. It does have a patent number inside. And somebody else was selling one of these and said they called it the Great Gatsby car. I guess because the guy in the novel drove one of these cars. And I remember reading the book, but I don't remember like exactly what kind of car he drove. So I got that for $4. $4 Canadian, not too bad. And then I got 2 Tootsietoys cars. And this one is the Dragster number 4. You can see it's red color. It's got all its wheels. It's pretty nice. Quite happy with that. And the other one is, I believe this is a Tootsietoy. This is a silver racing car number 3. Again with all 4 of its wheels. And this one actually doesn't say anything. Well, it did at one point. You could kind of make out the word made in there somewhere. But that's all I can work out. So maybe made in the USA, but it doesn't say what brand. And after doing some research, or not me, but my research department, pretty sure this is a Tootsietoy. Because they also made like a number 7 and a number 2, I think, and number 4. Maybe they made the whole gamut 1 to 9, 1 through 9. Not really too sure. All right, so I went back to this table where these two were there. And you know what? walking back to his table, I thought, 15 might be a bit low, but I did want to make a deal. So I took out an extra toonie. And for those of you who don't know what a toonie is, it's a $2 coin. And I said, would you do 17? And he said yes. So this one here is a Corgi Land Rover number 109 WB, Corgi Toys, made in Great Britain. I like this because it looked to be pretty complete, but it doesn't have the canopy, but it has the spare tire, and it's got the tow hook here in the bottom, and in really good condition. A bit dirty, but the paint on it is pretty good. Lost a little paint on the top, but I thought that was pretty neat. And I didn't actually know what this one was until I got it home. Because it was too small to read, didn't have my glasses on. I just knew that this car looked pretty cool and pretty old. And it turns out that this is a Dinky toy. Dinky Toy M90. And it is a lorry or truck, which obviously pulls a trailer, but there's no trailer. But it's got the original wheels. It's got 3 wheels instead of 4, which in Britain they did make some cars. I remember seeing some cars actually with 3 wheels. So I thought that was pretty neat. So got that for a few bucks, and this one for a few more bucks, and I thought that was pretty sweet. The only toy item I got was this complete set of Dallas cards from 1981. $20 for the set. I didn't nickel and dime the guy because the cards look really, really good in this box. I mean, they look clean, they look sharp, not well played with. And he said they're all there. So when I open this later, I hope there are 56 cards for $20. Next, this was sitting in a box underneath the table with a whole bunch of other, I'll just say junk. There were broken pieces of toys and really obscure things. But I saw this in there. I said, hey, that's a tin friction toy. These things actually can go for a good buck. So I asked him how much he was willing to part with it for. He said $5. So for $5, I'm all in. So took it home. It is a Daya tin toy friction toy train. It's the Circus Choo Choo with the clowns here, and it does work. It does work. It comes with the clown on the front, which is obviously a part that could go missing. Could pop off, and it's got the smokestacks up there, and it seems to be all pretty good. It's just a little bit dirty, but not too rusty. Very, very little rust, if any. Probably needs to be cleaned up. Whoever buys this, so I was quite happy to pick that up for $5. That was a good deal. But the best deal of all was actually the last deal I made. And I went to this table, and the seller, the vendor, wasn't there. His friend beside him said he'll be back. I said, I'm interested in this. There was no price on this. I'm interested in this guy. And so near the end, I came back. I had a few more dollars left in my pocket, and I asked him how much this was. He said $25, but I'll sell it to you for $20. So obviously he just wanted to get rid of it. I don't know if he possibly didn't know what he had here, but he's actually got a Hubley race car, the number 8 version. Number 8, probably made in the 1930s. This is all cast iron. The wheels look original. It possibly is painted this orange color. And the number 8 is very similar to the number 7, I read. But what makes this special, of course, is the fin tail here at the back. And all the wheels turn, they move. It's got really cool, I don't know what you call those, splash guards or something, wing tips here at the back of the front wheels. It's got the nice, chrome front of it. Really good condition. I don't see any cracks, anything here that would make me worry about, selling it and surviving the shipping. But I've seen these go for, on eBay recently, for around $200 or more. So I picked this up for $20 Canadian. I think that was the steal of the day. So very, very much looking forward to someone coming along and making me a good offer on that and make a profit on all these. So tell me what you think. How do you think I did? I do all right with my purchases today? See anything here you like or perhaps I got wrong? By all means, please put a comment in the comment section. But don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. And more stuff is coming up, including baseball purchases. So until next time, take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you next time.